So my wife went to a homeschool book fair and she met John Erickson there and got to talking to him, and he had just released this new book called Storycraft. And she thought I would really enjoy it because she knew that I grew up listening and reading the Hank Cowdog books and that I loved them. And even when we were dating, I made her listen to them. And so she knew I would be really excited to get a new book from him. And they got to talking about what we do and how Lumen Deo makes films that glorify Jesus and that kind of thing. And John got really excited. So when he sold her the book, he wrote, for Chason, let's get in touch. And he gave my wife his phone number. So she came home, she's like, you won't believe what happened. I met John Erickson. He gave me his number. He said he wants you to call him because he was interested in what you do. And I thought, well, if he's interested, I immediately wanted to do the Hank the Cowdog story, like the story of how it came to be and what happened and just all that. And I knew instantly I wanted to do it. And so I read the book in like a day so that when I called him, I would have read everything I could about it and would know what to ask him. And so I called him up, and what was really strange is that I got him on the phone and he sounds like Hank the Cowdog from the audiobooks. And so when I'm on the phone, I actually, in my mind, I'm picturing talking to Hank the Cowdog rather than John. And so I'm telling him everything and how I'd love to film his story, how I'd love to find out, what's going on with how Hank the Cowdog came to be. And he was a little bit reluctant at first, so I kind of told him all the things that I thought were important about the story, all the things I thought that the fans of Hank the Cowdog would want to hear. And ultimately, he liked the idea. So he said, come on out to the ranch and let's film it. And so we got to go out and film the Hank the Cowdog story.
Going into the project, I really didn't know what to expect. I didn't know a lot about Hank the Cowdog, but as soon as we landed upon the location where we were filming, it was just like I was in awe. I knew from the very beginning, this is gonna be a beautiful film.
It was really cool to be able to help out in a lot of different ways on this set, whether it be running time lapses or running the sound during the interviews. And it was also just a really cool experience to be able to listen to John while he talked and be able to get insight into his life and why he ended up writing these Hank books. And he's just one of the most down-to-earth people that I've met. It's just really cool to be able to spend some time with him.
Being able to do this was really cool for me. I read the books growing up, and they were my favorite books. So it was a really cool experience to be able to make the music. A lot of the inspiration actually came from reading the books and then just of what the area looks like. While the guys were out shooting the film, they were texting me pictures, and so I had kind of an idea of what it should sound like.
The thing I found the most interesting about the Hank the Cowdog story is that John had written out the Hank stories, or some of them, and he couldn't find a publisher for the books. And so he decided one day that he was going to start Maverick Books, and they just did it from the ground up. So he started, bought some books in his garage, and then he just starts going around and selling them book by book. And I thought that's really something that inspires me, because it's so easy to get into the arts world and think, well, you have to find a publisher or a developer or a producer or something to get a thing put out there to begin with, and so you feel like you're stuck at the whim of somebody else. But John just set out to do it on his own, and it took some time, but he overall succeeded, and Maverick Books is now thriving, and they've sold millions of Hank books, and I think that's just an amazing part of the story.